Hi there. So this is what my Nexus 7 looks like. I've installed a shitload of programs. Of course I rooted the device, and as you can see it actually functions in tablet mode. For some people this may be a bit too small, the lettering, so you can actually go back to the phone mode. I'll show you how I do that. I downloaded a program that's called Run Toolbox Pro, and I'm going to the build prop editor, and then I build prop tweaks, and then the LCD density that is where you change the setting to 213. The device comes with a setting of 213 standard. Reboot. As you can see, I've unlocked the device as well. The keychain or the chain lock is actually open. So we have to wait for it to boot. I just love this X. Yeah, a lot of users were actually complaining that the Nexus 7 pretty much looks like a big phone when it comes to the tablet experience. As you can see, it does look like a big phone. For some people, this is what they really want their system to look like, but I don't. I am going to change it back, reboot. So I'll show you what is on my device in a minute. I love the fact that you're actually able to hold it in your hand and just, you know, one hand. That's something that is not really doable in with the iPad. I do kind of miss the home button because I was an iOS user, so I'm pretty much keen on pressing that or doing the 5-finger swipe. But it really doesn't matter because you really get used to it quite quickly. So actually this is what it looks like. You can actually see that I have stick mount already installed. The good thing, actually, the first thing I did when I booted up my Nexus was actually download main, because it was displayed over here. I think Chris actually Google Plused it, and it was showing there. So what do I have on the system? I've downloaded both Boat Browser, and Boat Browser is, let me see, YouTube. I'm not sure if I still have it in desktop setting. Yeah, I do. What it does actually is that it uses Flash. This ice cream, I'm not sure. This build of Android actually doesn't come with Flash anymore. So what I did was actually download this browser and download the Flash package and actually install it. And as you can see, it's actually using the Flash. Whoops! It's actually using the Flash. So there's Flash on this device. There's a couple of browsers for me to try out. I'm using the Dolphin browser, Opera Mini, Opera Mobile, and Firefox. Standard, it comes with Chrome, and Chrome is actually pretty much my main browser. It is synced to my desktop, and yeah, so everything is just ported over pretty nicely. Welcome to the Nexus A. That is actually a great beginner's guide written by Shane R.Monroe, and he has made a great introduction on how to use the Nexus. And actually this pretty much, I mean, after reading this, reading up on how to use it, I mean, I was, I unboxed my system, booted it up, and I was ready to go. I mean, it really shows you how to get stuff going, and really shows you where to go. So yeah, great stuff. Overcoming limits. Well, of course, he shows you how to insert stick mount, change it over to display mode, change the display mode over. And what also is very nice is this website, and that's Green Robot Gamer. If you want to get into Android gaming, you want to know which joysticks you can use, wired USB joysticks or Bluetooth, this Green Robot Gamer is actually the place to go. It shows you how to hook up various joysticks, and it also shows you where to go. Console. It also shows you where to go when you want to have some emulators going. So let's go back. What else do I have on there? A SID player, SoundHound. I've got some travel information. I got my news items that are also on my that were also on my iPad. There's some television stuff, weather applications, a camera. When rooting the ROM, I can actually. That's cool. When I'm rooting the ROM, actually this allows the camera to function in 720p, which it normally doesn't. So yeah, it really is a very nice camera. The frame update on the preview isn't as good, but when you play it back, it's actually quite doable. So it really enhances the camera. So what else is there? Email, Google, Facebook, Skype, and Twitter. So that's actually on my main page. I just have a widget of a clock, and I have this widget of Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, location services, display brightness. And this is a widget that was standard on there, and I have some extra applications like Line, which is a chatting application, eBay, Photoshop, Speed Test, Google Translate, and some tools that I find very handy to use is actually File Expert, and File Expert pretty much is a file. It's a file browser or a file manager. That allows you to just copy and paste files, and which is very good. The ROM tool box I showed you before, that's a tool that you can use to change over to tablet mode. This is not available on the standard Nexus 7 setup, so yeah, this is something that I really like. It turns it into a 10-inch experience at a smaller scale. Of course, an icon for settings, which is also very nice, very accessible. And then the games that I've installed on here, and yeah, I've also chosen to install USB Bluetooth joystick center for softwares that don't support joysticks out of the box. The emulators by Robert, which are over here, they all have native Bluetooth joystick support, and they function with the arcade, and they also function with the Wii Bluetooth controller. But if you use this, you can actually map buttons from the Bluetooth controller to the buttons that are on, the untouched controllers. So a game like Shadowgun, you can actually play with a Bluetooth controller, which is nice. So what did I download? Well, of course, I downloaded Arcade Pinball. I have this on virtually any device I have. Well, let's start. Arabian Nights, start the table. Actually playing it like this is a lot nicer, but I don't think it rotates on the fly. But it really shows off the capabilities of the device as a gaming device, because, you know, it's really full speed. It plays just as well on the Xbox 360 as on the iPad 3. I also have this on my phone, actually. So let's exit this and show you what else. Of course, Angry Birds. Yeah! So who doesn't know Angry Birds? Shadow Gun. I'm really impressed by this Shadow Gun application. This is basically Gears of War on a tablet. And play Shadow Gun, new game, easy. And it really, the graphics are really something amazing, something that I didn't expect on a tablet at all. It really plays like a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox 360 game on a tablet. This is actually in-game graphics with a lot of nice effects.
I still cannot initiate scanning sequence. We are being jammed.
Which means the good doctor is expecting
So,
us.
Yes, the nuclear missiles were also an excellent indicator.
Sarah, was that sarcasm?
and perhaps even, let me see, yeah, there's other devices, the other games running, so just closing these will actually enhance the experience. So look at this. This is just in-game footage, and it's really amazing. So yeah, it would be great to play this with a regular controller and not the Untouch, but actually the form factor is quite nice because of the screen being so wide. You actually your fingers aren't really that much in the way. With a 4x3 form factor like the iPad, you know, it's really more cramped, and your fingers are actually more into the game area. So yeah, I kind of like that. Well, of course, DOSBox. Yeah, one cannot be without DOSBox. Let's close these, and well, I'll show you MSX emulation. Let me see. Spaceman Bow. So this is actually full speed MSX emulation, MSX2. It's quite doable with the on-screen controls, although they are more laggy than the Bluetooth controller. But as you can see, the controls barely enter the screen. On the iPad you would actually be here, but on the Nexus you'll be here, and it really plays very fluid. And another one that is very well known, let me see, and not to worry, I actually have all these MSX games for real, so Eggerland Mystery. This is a very nice game. It's also out on the NES actually. No passwords. So you basically have to run around eating up boxes and stuff. But as you can see, all the emulators function pretty much in a similar fashion. So these Robert emulators are actually quite good. Because they actually, yeah, they really work exactly the same. Well, what else? 2600 emulator, which is also very nice. Let me see if I can do Centipede. Ah, yeah. It does save states on the fly, so that is quite good. You can actually continue playing your game. So yeah, that's Centipede for you. Perhaps something else. Burger Time. I guess this is something that Crow would really enjoy. So yeah, Burger Time, Blueprint, you know, everything is very smooth. It runs great. Of course, I'm making a video and someone is making a phone call. What else? Game Boy Advance emulator. Zelda, the Minish Cap. Yeah, I have this for real as well, so not to worry, I'm not pirating. But as you can see, yeah, it's really nice. Adventure games like this really function well. PC emulator, PC Engine emulator. Well, let me see. Salamander, of course. So here we have PC Engine Salamander. Oops. I do prefer the using the Bluetooth controller because they are actually a bit more responsive, but as you can see the game is perfectly playable. Soldier Blade. Great stuff for running emulators. And as you can see, Space Harrier, as you can see the emulators work exactly, have exactly the same interface, very uniform, which is a great thing. Richard Bannister has done something similar on the on the Mac, but this is actually also very nice on Android because it really has a lot of the games. Yeah, I have actually all these games for real. So, what is a nice game? Ah, Gyrus. The let me see. Yeah. Gyrus. The NES version is very different from the other 8-bit versions. This is actually quite a different interpretation. I mean, the touch controls do take a little getting used to, but you know, with the propriocepsis in your thumbs, I mean, you really don't have to rely, you cannot rely on tactile feedback, but with the propriocepsis, if you train that a little, you can actually play pretty well. Well, that's 8-bit emulation. Of course, there's also Super NES, and well, what's a good game to try it? Super Lest. That's one of my favorites. And of course it's full speed with all the transparencies enabled and stuff, so yeah. Great stuff. Let me see, turn that off. Another 16-bit emulator, the Mega Drive. Oh, I haven't tried that before. Whoops. I haven't tried that before. Mega Drive. So I put down some games. I have all these games, so not to worry. Dangerous Seed or Musha Musha? Ah, I did try it before because there's a save state, but yeah, as you can see, it plays full speed. So emulator-wise, this is the perfect system for me. I've yet to try some Android games, but I've got Pinball Arcade, Angry Birds, Shadow Gun, oh, Pac-Man Championship Edition from Namco. Actually, the iOS version is better. This is a bit choppy, but okay, let's see, continue. Pac-Man Championship Edition. I mean, this Miss Pac-Man, this you know, it really, championship mode. This really gets me in the zone. So, yeah. Resume game. Not sure where that can draw. As you can see, the scrolling is not really smooth. And that's down to this game because a lot of games, they function perfectly, but I guess this is an older game. So this really doesn't show. I'm curious after some really nice Android games that show off the Tegra 3 chipset properly. Shadowgun is a nice example, but there must be others. And yeah, I just love the form factor. I mean, this is just so much better than the iPad. Actually, I do have an iPad from work, and if you look at it, it's actually half the size of the iPad. 2 Nexus 7s can actually fit on the iPad screen. And of course, it's a nice device, but you know, it's very heavy, and this is a lot lighter. And yeah, I'm actually quite getting used to the Android operating system. It's really yeah, it didn't take me any time getting used to it, and especially with Shane's nice tutorial on it, it really made it very easy. Rooting it, unlocking it is necessary for it to use the USB port. It's over here. To use it with SD card readers, all sorts of USB devices and stuff. No, actually only for file I/O, writing to USB. For the rest, you don't really need to root the device. But yeah, this is actually the custom ROM, factory ROM that is on there, just in tablet mode. Not sure, and yeah, and the camera is also 720p. So, not sure if I should put another ROM on there. Also curious if updating the system, because there's all sorts of system updates, would actually endanger the root process. Not sure. Yeah, well, this is just me trying to film the Android on my camera, and just to see if it works. Yeah, not really scripted, just ad hoc, and it's very responsive, a lot more responsive than other tablets. And what I saw in other videos, that people were actually making swipes on the screen, and the system would not respond. And with this build, it's actually very responsive. Oh, I think I didn't show MAME yet. Oh, Time Pilot 84. So that's actually a newer version of Time Pilot. I have never played this in the arcade, but it's an updated version. This is the first time I played this. And it plays very similarly. Oh, and if you rotate it, it does support rotating on the fly. Rotate on the fly. Exit. I want to do Time Pilot. Time Pilot. That one. I wanted to show that one. Like so. Yeah, proper Time Pilot. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh. I have to turn up the volume a little. Whoa! Let me see which is the fire. Ah, here's the fire button. So, MAME. MAME uses the 37 ROM definition, so it's quite a bit older. But yeah, as you can see, it plays really full speed. Whoops. And yeah, pretty much the perfect handheld. What would be very nice is some sort of clip-on controller contraption, or you just use a stand and have your dual analog controller to play the games in widescreen. I'm very stoked with this, and yeah, I actually am getting a stand, a special USB keyboard for it. Let me see what else. Yeah, the travel adapter that allows you to use connect up USB thumb drives and USB peripherals. Protective sleeve. I'm getting some sort of yeah, soft sleeve that the device slides in, and I'm getting a leather keyboard thingy for it as well. So yeah, okay, this is just one of the most crappy videos I ever did, so yeah.